Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Testing sound. We have sound. Check test. January 17th on a Monday. There will be breakfast, yeah, that day.
Just bring me a bad
There's a couple others that like a noon start or something. I think there's some others that I may. There's like a women's game. It's an early start too. The what? Yeah, I tried. We have a schedule back there in the copper room. Oh.
It's a nice little surprise, though, isn't it? Come on.
What? Don't we have a women's game that's sort of like a 9 o'clock?
Tuesday, November 11th is 11 a.m.
Ooh, here. Hey, Tuesday, November 11th. So that's coming up in just a couple weeks. It's a women's game. November 9th. That's opening day, but that's a breakfast day. I think that's the football bye week, by the way.
It is the football bye week. No, it's not.
Isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. It's a bye week. And the women are what? Who do the women play that day?
The women play North Carolina Central at 11 a.m., which will be hard for the team. The women will play 11 a.m. It's breakfast, November 9th.
I'm just giving you the breakfast option on a Tuesday. There's no, that there'll probably be practice. There'll probably be practice that day, but there won't be any media till 11:30.
You swing by here, get your breakfast, go to the media.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a Tuesday.
Oh wait, it's the bye week. There won't be media for Florida media that day.
Well, I think we feed you pretty good. I feel like we've set you up pretty well.
December 18th might be December 18th might be breakfast.
Which one is that?
December 18th against St. Francis James at noon.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock start. I can't remember what do we have down there. Yeah, Spectre be breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast, December 18th.
It's the St. Francis game. Well, that's how you remember. Yeah. Spectre does a good breakfast. They do the one over at the press box. So that's why at those early games, that made a common sense. Just bam, just knock that in there.
Oh, those cookies. Oh my God.
What do you think of the grits and Andalou sausage and shrimps at Penn State?
I don't know if you know this about me. I'm a little picky with what I go after here. So I just went with the mac and cheese and the pork.
There was shrimp and grits with Andalou sausage.
The shrimp was good.
Yeah, I do too. And it was at Penn State. No, they had a pulled pork barbecue. They had macaroni and cheese, but they had the sausage and shrimp grits, which were really good. Yeah, the grits were good.
Came from the south.
I was sick, man. He and a Dollar General. No, wouldn't have passed one health.
Do the wobble one?
They did.
5-setter?
5 sets. Road win. Take it. Road Warrior. Uh, you had yours on your shirt during the whole game. Yeah. All right. Just a reminder, Sam's got the microphone for questions, but Coach, why don't you go ahead and give us an opening statement about the game, and then we'll see if we have any questions here.
First of all, we're just really thankful for the opportunity to come out here and play, and Brad's kindness. We played a lot of these games in the past. 6-point game with Kentucky with about 10 minutes ago, a couple years ago. And so, it takes some courage. We give Brad some credit. It takes some courage to play a team that's going to give you a challenge. Now, we know that no matter what he does or says to his team, they're not going to respect us as if we were the team without the P, just IU coming in here, okay? So understand that, okay? It's just human nature. In coaching, we understand, guys, exhibition games, sometimes the favorite has trouble getting up. But that being said, I was real proud of the effort that our guys gave, especially without Armani Foster, All-American, probably being out in the second half with the cramps. And our guys just battled. We hung around with them on the boards. Obviously, a more physical team. The strategy was to make them take some jump shots, different guys, and hope they missed. Sometimes it works. You coach like that, and it works. And we wanted to create takeaway spacing for Kofi to work around the bucket and how you say Cabaya?
Carbello.
Carbella. Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Carbella.
Okay. We want to keep him out of the paint. So we wanted to really limit their paint touches. We over-exaggerated how much we were in the paint and had some effectiveness.
Any questions for Coach?
Just how did you feel about how your team battled Illinois, given that this is the number 11 team in the country?
I'm extremely happy right now. It gets mixed emotions. I'm extremely happy. I'm happy for them. We didn't have a season last year, so I didn't really think we would be in. We practiced for 2 weeks now. On the 15th, we started in Division II. So I know we're going to be really. I had a feeling that we're going to be really good, but I didn't expect a whole lot right now, to be honest with you. We've had guys a little injured, missing time for ankles and so different stuff. But anyways, that's not any type of excuse. But I'm really happy with them. We're talented, and I think they have a chance to be one of the better teams in Division II. We did win. We went 30-3 and 28-2, so we won 58 and 5 games over the last couple of years. So we got some guys that know how to win, and his program's used to winning too.
You mentioned maybe trying to not give Kofi space, and he had 6 points in the first half. What maybe happened down the stretch there where he was able to get going a little bit?
You ever push around you ever dig a ditch for like 4 hours? Like on that 4th hour, you get pretty dang tired, don't you? Okay. No, I just, he's going to wear a lot of people down. Your strategy, your will. I mean, it's just you get tired. Big guys just got tired, and they got, and his strength just overwhelms you. Okay. I'm just glad on that one dunk that I was standing 60 feet away. Nobody got hurt. But that's all part of it. It's like, with Kofi a lot too. I think it's like in football, people running the ball. Sooner or later, second half, cornerbacks get tired of tackling some guys. Okay, he's going to make some people tired of trying to be physical with him.
What's your schedule coming up here? Travel, and then when do you play again?
We just have a couple scrimmages coming up, next weekend, and then we start the season the weekend after that. So.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Safe travels.
Right. No, thanks. Great being here.
Is Brad on the
Bank, Illini Sports Network, the postgame show from Learfield. the roar of the crowd? Yeah, we missed it too. But no matter what the last year has thrown your way, you've continued to support your team. And Health Alliance has continued to support you. When you become a member, you get a health plan made with you in mind. Access to doctors you trust, perks you deserve, and customer service reps always ready to help. So go ahead and cheer. Health Alliance plans are made for Illini fans like you. Learn more at healthalliance.org.
Green,
Yes.
affordable,
Yes.
reliable.
For centuries.
Products made from Illinois soybeans get the job done responsibly, economically, and sustainably.
From plant.
I don't remember. Cabela was fouled 9 times today. I don't remember last year anybody being fouled that often in any of our games. Was he had 9 or 10? That's a lot for a guard, especially, except he goes to the lane, I guess. Yeah. Have quadruple double. Yeah. Especially when Trent went out. No, the basketball office worked through all those guys, and I don't know if Cassie or Joey wrote the script, but they've been talking. The basketball office has been talking. I think Coach thought he told Coach last night that he was coming. Just obviously didn't get here for it in time for the original ceremony. So, guys,
Had some traffic issues.
it happens. That happens on Fridays coming out of the city. I don't know if you've ever driven on Friday coming out of Chicago. Yeah, it is. It can be really bad. In Champaign, I'm just telling you, if you're coming out of Chicago, it's all those dads. They don't know how to. Wow. Weekend traffic. I know. Usually it's a.
Indiana, Pennsylvania. Coach Brad Underwood joins us here at the end of this ball game, and we talked before the game. He said this team will counterpunch. You wanted to see how we responded, and boy, they did counterpunch quite a bit. We had to kind of fight our way through that.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. Joe does a great job, and they've got good players. And
we got Kofi and Jake coming in.
Nothing's easy. And
You guys didn't wear your rings? You didn't wear your rings up here? No? You didn't wear your ring coming? Man. All right, we got questions for the players. Sam's got the microphone. Rob's leading off.
You guys talk about how playing against that game and that team and their size helped more so maybe than the game that you played last week. Kofi first.
I think it helped a lot more. They were a lot more physical team. They were better defensively with that pack line defense, with us clogging up the middle. I think it was a great experience for us, just to get a taste of that, because it's going to be a lot of that in the Big Ten. So overall, I think it was really good.
Pretty much what he said. I think they gave us a really good look. Kudos to them. They're a good team, well-coached team. I don't think that we were that good on both sides of the ball. We have high expectations for ourselves. And that was reiterated in the locker room. But like I said, they're a well-oiled machine. Respect to them.
with you, Jake, taking that pregame. What was that moment like to get the rings and kind of share that moment after last year was played empty for you guys and Kofi after that?
A lot of hard work went into that ring. And the biggest thing for us is, moving on to this year. That's a incredible accomplishment, and having been through last season and doing everything and now knowing what it takes to get to that ring, I think we need to get back to some philosophies, if you would, because it's an interesting moment getting that ring, and like I said, knowing all the work that goes into it. And I think we could have been better tonight. So just moving forwards, if anything, it was some inspiration. Get another one of those this year. Yeah.
Kofi, same question.
Same question, Kofi.
Repeat it.
Just what it was like for you to get that, and then obviously Io was able to make it back for a short period too. Just what that pregame moment was like for you.
I think it was a really special moment. I try to tell myself that, like, when you're a great player, when you're a really good player, you don't need motivation to do anything. I feel like it should be an obligation when you have that chip on your shoulder. So, like, getting that ring today was a great feeling to know that, we won we won last year, but it happened. We celebrated it in the locker room. We're gonna celebrate it later on, but it's on to this year, man. We have a lot of growing up to do. A long way ahead, so we have to prepare for that.
Jake, obviously on the perimeter, you guys were a little shorthanded without Trent for most of that game, DeMonte and Austin. What was the impact of that, and what did you learn from not having those guys out there?
I mean, those guys are vets. It showed tonight. Dudes had to step up. It's college basketball. It's next man up mentality. It showed that we missed them. Can't wait to have them back. But it's not when you're in the game, you're not thinking about who you're missing. It's you have what you have, and that's why you practice every day. That's why everybody's a part of practice, so that they can step up. And I think some guys did some good things, but like I said, our standard is way higher. We got a long ways to go.
Jake, maybe to follow up on that part of it, what's tonight more about maybe what you guys didn't do, or what IUP did against you? Or how did you see maybe where you fell short in some areas?
I don't know. It's really all about us. We need to do what we practice and what coach preaches. It's not too complicated. I don't have anything too juicy to comment on that. We simply put, we have a higher standard, offense and defense, and we'll get there.
Kofi, when Coleman's on the court, what does he give you specifically and the team? Now that you've seen him mature a little bit.
He gives versatility. He's a player that could do it all on both defensively and offensively. He just gives us that fire. As you see today, he had a couple great plays where he dominated the rim and he just started screaming and yelling. He gives us that great energy, that feel that we need. I try to give that to the team. Trent does a great job. DeMonte. I feel like Coleman just brings another level of energy and versatility.
I guess it took you a little bit to get going, maybe, and then in the second half you kind of exploded and you've ended up finishing with 21. Their coach praised you and your ability to keep going and going and going because of your strength and everything. Were you able to kind of get over some frustration or anything like that at any point in the game tonight?
I mean, I wouldn't say frustration. I think they did a really good job with us, like denying the post and doubling it and clogging it up. It was just about me pushing through. This is a learning step for me. I'm trying to get past being frustrated and just know that go with the flow of the game. If that's how it's going, that's how it's going. My teammate will be getting clearer shots, opener shots, and when they knock that down, it's going to open up for me. So it's just in due time.
Jake, yesterday I think Coach said Luke Goody is one of the best trash talkers on the team, and we see he kind of chatty out there and brings some energy. What have you noticed about him in the few months you've gotten to know him?
He's a young gun. I think as a freshman, you come in and you want to prove a little bit of something. But similar to Coleman, I think he brings a lot of energy. I don't really I keep the main thing. I don't really let my mind wander and dabble on things like that. But like I said, he's a young gun, good kid. He's gonna be a really good player, really, really sound, maturer than his age. Yeah.
Hey Jake, this is for you. It looked like they were leaving you guys open at the 3-point line in the corner and up top, and Coleman hesitated to shoot there late. What does coach tell you guys in those moments when they're leaving you guys open?
Shoot the ball. I mean, that was their game plan to sink their four into the post on like reversals. I was at the top of the key and they did that to me, and I shot it and I made it, and I asked 12, well, like, what are they doing? And they said Kofi was the game plan. So I mean, that was just their game plan to just sink and just try to freeze you up. But we practice those shots every day. Especially early in the season in a game like this, and kind of catch you off guard when you're extremely wide open like that. But definitely just shoot the ball. We're college players. Coleman's a really good shooter. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Another question about Luke Goody. He grabbed you guys and huddled you guys up at one point. That seems rare for a true freshman. Is that normal for him? Like, he seems very talkative and vocal for a true freshman.
It's becoming normal. I demanded that from them the other day. We had a team meeting, and I basically demanded them to be like young leaders. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you see something, say it. I mean, we're a team. When we're well connected like that, when we have everybody talking, everybody communicating, and you have respect for the younger guys, that gives them confidence, to step up and do things that they wouldn't normally do. You get what I'm saying? And it's a confidence booster for them. So I asked him to do it, and he's been doing it a lot lately. I expect that to come from RJ and all the freshmen and all the newcomers. They're stepping up and taking that role on being leaders. Leader doesn't come from age and experience. It comes from just having the confidence to say what you see and picking somebody up.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Doing a great job. So. You done this before? It's a veteran. It's really veteran. Acting like a veteran down there. Yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Is that still gone? It's still on, right? You didn't have. So I had a double last night. Basketball game tonight. Well, my daughter's middle school double hat. So I feel like I had to work it. 7th and 8th grade girls basketball, followed by tonight's game, followed by the football game tomorrow. You guys don't understand. Someday maybe you'll get a chance. Yeah. So Wednesday I was in St. Louis, back and forth. It was a drive. It was really good. This must be shrimp season because they had all that shrimp in the press box last Saturday, and then in St. Louis, everything had shrimp. It was shrimp. Wait, on the way back down, you should grab it back. Yeah. All right. We could get one, probably put in your room down there if you really. All right, we'll go ahead and start with the statement, then we'll take questions for Coach.
Yeah, Indiana, PA, we're good. Knew exactly what we were getting into. An old team, an experienced team. Again, a team that did everything that we talked about in practice and pre-practice, and did it to the T. And give Joe and his team a ton of credit. Tonight couldn't make a coach any happier in a preseason game. I mean, if I tell you how ecstatic I am, truthfully, I cannot wait to watch the film, and I cannot wait till tomorrow's practice and Monday's practice and the next day's practice. I cannot wait because now we have no offense to St. Francis, but now we have some growth to do, and then I see, and I hope everybody saw the importance of DeMonte and Hutch and obviously Trent, because we sure as hell couldn't guard the ball tonight. But and I will say this, I'm really, really disappointed in our complete lack of immaturity. I mean, our maturity level was not good, and we do that in practice. We chirp all the time when managers or coaches make a bad call, and that's on me. We got to quit that, and we will get that handled. So just give them a ton of credit, and know that I'm going to go to bed tonight really happy because we got some work to do.
Okay, questions for Coach?
Brad, the other day you seemed like your team needed a wake-up call. Is this the wake-up call you wanted to give them?
Oh yeah, I mean there was no doubt, and you couldn't have scripted anything any better, to be honest. I mean, now obviously don't want Trent, but those freshmen all had to play. They all had to step in. They all had to play meaningful minutes. I thought that we knew how they were going to play defensively, what they do. They're a top 5 team in DER in Division II. The paint was wide open. We saw, we saw them. We call it a dork. They dorked Coleman. Didn't guard him. And said, fire them all up there. See how many you can make. And he's a really good shooter. He just got out of rhythm and started thinking about it a little bit. So we saw so many things tonight that are really good for us. And Bello didn't have one of his better games with 10 turnovers. We got to get that corrected. And then they picked on us. They picked on, they had a great game plan and went right at Curbelo, and without Trent in the game, guarding the ball was a challenge. So a lot of things to get better with.
Is there any update on Trent, DeMonte, or Hutch?
No, I think that everything becomes a little bit day to day with the two guys who were out, and I don't know anything yet on Trent.
Seems like Kofi and Jacob were pretty visibly upset when they came in here, and they said, they didn't play to the standard. Is that a sign of culture, and are you maybe happy to see them recognizing that, hey, this isn't our best, and we're not just gonna walk out of here like, oh, we just won a game?
I hope there's a standard that's set, and they know what that standard is. They shouldn't feel very good. They should not feel very good about the way they played and the effort with which they did it. We practiced really well yesterday. We were awful. Because we had a crazy week of practice with some off days in there. But we got a lot of work to do, and I'm glad that they understand that's not the standard we have set.
Go ahead.
Coleman's technical foul on the sideline. He was playing a pretty good game, was doing a lot of different things. Can you kind of just dissect what you saw from him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he played with really good energy. He got out and ran. You start to see, his what we see, in practice all the time. You see his talent, and he's a guy that again can do a lot of things. He's a better shooter than his 2 for 7 numbers, but he gets on the glass. He's consistently on the glass. He does that every day in practice. 5 offensive rebounds. But he's a guy that's going to be a very, very good scorer for us. And to be quite honest, he's been one of our better defenders, and I didn't think he was as good tonight defensively as he's been in practice.
Brad, how do you evaluate the roller coaster ride that was Andre Corbello tonight, offensively and defensively?
It wasn't his best performance. Let's just put it that way. And we've all seen him be very, very good. And that starts in practice, and that starts with the culture of doing it every day in practice, and finding a consistency there that is good, and he'll get there. He's the man's got a lot of pride, but the 10 turnovers, we'll get that figured out. I got to help him more. The lack of defense, we got to go to work there because they picked on him.
You talked about RJ and his improvement throughout the week. How much since he came to you has his defense and his understanding of defensive principles improved?
A lot. RJ's got a chance to be a lockdown defender. I was excited tonight because we put him on their young man, number 13, really got going, and wanted to watch him. And then we also threw him on number 3. Their kid has been a really good player for a big scorer. We wanted to see him guard multiple positions, and he did that. But he's growing, he's getting better, and he's got to continue to do the little things: dive on the floor for loose balls, take charges, crack down in a rotation. Those are all things that take time.
Brad, this isn't a starting lineup question, but Coleman started tonight with Kofi and with your starting group. What kind of look does he give you with his skill set there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a consistent stretch 4 that it can play some 5 and that can guard some 3s, and so we get a tremendous amount of versatility out of him. He's a guy that I think is going to be a really good playmaker. And again, they threw a little curveball at him tonight, dorking him. But he's a guy who can make shots. And so I've been very, very pleased with Coleman until his immature moment, chirping at their bench in a game that wasn't over. So that I can promise you that's not happening again with any of our guys.
Alfonso Plummer seemed to get a lot more shots tonight than he did against St. Francis. Seemed to be schemed up more. You said you were going to do that. What'd you kind of see from him shooting the ball? He came out really hot.
Yeah, I think the big thing with Plum is we got to get him in great shape. I thought he got tired. I thought he was, we played him a lot of minutes, and we've got to get him in shape to where he's concentrating, knocking down shots at the end of the game. And that was quite a drastic difference, but he is an elite shooter, and I'm just telling you that. I mean, he's got a quick release, he's got a deep range. Early, I thought he was tremendous, and we tried to run some actions to get him, quick little pin downs and execute. But now we got to get him, knowing what we're doing coming out of a timeout, and we've got to get him to guard and do those things, and we'll get him there.
Is conditioning part of it with Omar? Only 9 minutes, and this one same in the first exhibition as well.
No, I don't know if it was as much that it's partly, but I think we've got to get Omar rebounding, and his ability to chase balls on the glass has got to be something that he owns. And it was not the intent to play him 9; it was the intent to play him a lot more. But again, there was some breaks in the game early, and I was visibly challenged. We didn't get Kofi the ball, and so I wanted to leave Kofi in there for some of that as well. But Omar's going to have to contribute at a much higher level, and that's on me to help get him there.
Brad, there was a moment Luke Goody grabbed his teammates, veterans, and was talking, and he seems pretty vocal on the court. Is that normal, or what are you seeing from him?
Quarterback. He's a high school quarterback, and he has some of the most incredibly natural, instinctive leadership qualities, and he has got a tremendous maturity about him for a young guy. He's not afraid to do that. And I talked, I told you the other day, he's a big trash talker. He is, but he also is next play, let's go. And he's got a very mature presence about him.
I just want to ask you about the ceremony before. I know you talked yesterday about it being a closure moment, but to have that in front of you, what was that like today with Io back? And then as a second part, can you give me the origin of the big stomp that you guys all do?
Yeah, you guys see the Kofi's last thing he does in pregame warmups last year? It was that big foot down and that big stomp. So that's where that kind of originated. And so then we just took it on as a collective group and as a team, and it became kind of our rallying cry. We had a little motto that Derek knows. I think Jason Mary had a shirt on tonight that signifies what our motto was, but I won't repeat that in this room. So, but the stomp was part of Kofi's deal. But what a spectacular night, and it probably didn't help us in the game. It was probably the distractions as well. But his Io coming back was great. Let him enjoy that and get his ring. And again, it's I'm a big fan of jewelry, and it's really a sign of an accomplishment. But I'm more excited to see our guys' reactions and how excited they were. And I mean, they've been buzzing about that all day. So yeah, job well done. Now let's move and let's go try to get better.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Let's
Have some
avoid 9
popcorn.
overtimes, right?
Yes. Unless we win. Yeah. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Many of you, anyway.
Jason